Dear students, uh, till in last lecture, the EMI lesson was completed. So today, some of the students requested to discuss about capacitors. So that's why. So I'm going to start about capacitors today onwards. So here, so already we have discussed the half of the part of second lesson. So remaining part is left, that is about capacitors. So here, first we'll see the introduction. Generally, capacitor is a device which is used to store electric charge and energy. What is a capacitor? Capacitor is a device which is used to store electric charge and also energy. Like we have seen, a tank is used to store liquid. So tank is used to store liquid. In similar way, capacitor is a device which is used to electric charge and energy. So we know different volumes of containers or tanks, they have different capabilities of storing the liquids. In the similar way, different capacitors will have different capabilities to store electric charges. Generally, the capacity of a capacitor, what is the capacity that we'll see? The capacity of a conductor to hold or to store charge depends on size, shape, and surrounding medium of the conductor. Here, what is the capacity? What is the capacitance means? The capacity of storing the charge is called capacitance of that conductor. Whatever we are taking the conductor, that conductor having the capacity of holding the charge and energy. So that capacity is called the capacitance of the conductor. Suppose here one more point we should discuss. Generally, the capacity of the capacitor does not depend on the charge to be used. So this point it will be discussed in detail in next lecture. So here, generally, what is a capacitor? Capacitor is a device which is used to store electric charge and energy, and the capacity of that conductor to hold the charge or to store the charge depends on what factors? One is the size, shape, and surrounding medium of that conductor. So here there are various types of capacitors we'll use nowadays. That is one of that important capacitors is parallel plate capacitor. Next, second one, spherical capacitor and cylindrical capacitors. These three are mostly used in society now. So one is a parallel plate capacitor, spherical capacitor, and cylindrical capacitors. Now we'll see capacity of an isolated conductor. Capacity of an isolated conductor. Generally, if the charge on an isolated conductor it gradually increases. Suppose if you take any conductor, the charge on that conductor is gradually increases, then that potential of that conductor also will be increase. Means here charge on that conductor is increasing, then potential of that conductor also will be increased. Suppose we'll take any type of conductor, it may be any shape at any instant. This is important point. At any instant, the charge on the conductor is directly proportional to the potential V of the conductor. This point, it is very important, you have to keep it in mind. Here what I told, if charge on any conductor, if it is increasing, the potential of that conductor also increases. Means here we are talking about at any instant of time, if the charge on that conductor, charge will take here Q, charge on that conductor is directly increasing, then potential also increasing. Then what is the relation between Q and V, that we are seeing now. So charge is always directly proportional to potential of that conductor. So we can write Q is directly proportional to V, or this equation we can write Q is equal to C into V. So this is important formula. What is C here? C is a proportionality constant, and this is called as capacitance of the conductor. Capacitance of the conductor, and this capacitance depends on size, shape, and permittivity of the surrounding medium. That is nothing but which medium on surrounding the conductor. So that also one of the factor of this capacitance. So here this is important. What are the factors of the capacitance of a conductor? Means what will write, it depends on three factors. What are those? One is a shape of the conductor, size of the conductor, and permittivity of the surrounding medium of the conductor. These are the three factors. So here I will write capacitance depends on shape, size, and permittivity of the surrounding medium. Next, here one more point we should remember. This capacitance of the conductor does not depends on this charge on the conductor. This is the most important point. Capacitance of the conductor does not depends on the charge on the conductor. And here we should know, suppose in exams, what is the defined capacitance of the conductor? Means what you write here, from this equation we can write C is equal to Q by V. What is Q? Charge on the conductor, and V is the potential of the conductor. Here from this equation we can define, this is the most important definition, capacitance of the conductor. So we can write the ratio of charge on a conductor to the, or to its potential is known as capacitance, or we can call it as capacity of that conductor also. So this is a important definition. Define the capacitance. What will write? The ratio of the charge on a conductor to its potential. This is a simple definition of the capacitance of the conductor. And here one more point we shall discuss. The capacitance of the conductor, it may be equal to the charge given to a conductor also. But when if you apply the unit potential to the conductor, then the capacitance of the conductor is equal to, numerically equal to the its charge on the conductor. Next we'll see some important points. What is the SI unit of the capacitance? SI unit of capacitance is, from this equation, what will write? Coulomb per volt, or this one we can call it as a farad. This symbol is F. So here SI unit of capacitance is either coulomb per volt, or this coulomb per volt is also known as farad. Actually the capacitance was introduced by the Michael Faraday. So after in the honor of him, we have given the name of SI unit of capacitance, that is farad. So generally this farad, it is the large unit in practical purpose. So that's why we will use some smaller units more frequently than this larger unit. What is that units? So here some smaller units of capacitance, that is 1 microfarad, that is 10 raised to minus 6 farads. 1 picofarad, P means picofarad means 10 raised to minus 12 farad. So these two we have to remember, because it will be most useful in conversion of units in the numericals. So these are the two most frequently used smaller units. Now we will see what is the definition of farad. So this one also it is important, many times asked in exams. Define 1 farad. Here what is a farad? We'll see that the capacity of the conductor is said to be, or we can write instead of capacity, the capacitance of the conductor is said to be 1 farad if 1 coulomb of charge is given to the conductor to raise its potential by 1 volt. So how we have defined this one? We know that C is equal to ratio of charge on the conductor to its potential. So when 1 coulomb of charge given to the conductor to raise how much potential? That is only 1 volt. That is said to be 1 farad. So from this one we can write 1 farad is equal to 1 coulomb per 1 volt. So this one we can write 1 farad is equal to 1 coulomb per volt. So in next lecture we will see what is a capacitor.